Hello everybody, welcome. There's a quick video today because something really cool is on Singularity, the test server we've online. We're looking at a cataclysmic exotic filament, well, cataclysmic filaments in general, so we got a tier 6 now to kind of die in, and hopefully the rewards will be accordingly. I'm going to show you one of the runs pretty quickly in a roughly 1.5 billion Deimos setup. It is, kind of built around blasters, so we are going to be brawling and a little bit of a web to help with application, some batteries to, well, not get empty super quickly once we have some neuters on grid. Other than that, it's just really kind of blaster support, a little DPS, and some reactive armor hardener to align with whatever hits the fan. Well, without further ado, let's just have a look at that video. I will comment a little bit, and we will also have music playing, obviously. So enjoy, and I'm really looking forward to that content on live. This is gonna be amazing. Let's get started. One thing you might notice already, there is a few options now in that activation menu for the filament. We can go with a cruiser or 2 destroyers or 3 frigates, so this is going to be pretty cool for, well, team play obviously as well. And the cruisers, or sorry, destroyers, we haven't had in the Abyss yet. I do wonder though if we can put in Tech 3 destroyers. Kind of doubt it. We'll figure that out later, but let's wait for the Abyss to load here and then see what happened in a tier 6 exotic. As you can see, there's a fair amount of things on grid, although not that much more than in the tier 6, but you will see in a moment things got out of hand kind of quickly. I made a little mistake there. You don't really want to tank these guys up close, but well, let's see what happens. So as you can see, tanking Tessellas up close is not a very good idea. They will really hit you hard, especially as long as your reactive hardener is not aligned. I had to use a couple of hot cycles. I even was scared enough to pop a booster. I will even pop one more later because things get a little bit out of hand again. What I should have done here is just, get away, well, kill the Weber, get away a bit so you can keep all these Tessellas at 10 plus kilometers range, and then it's much more chill to deal with them. They will barely kind of touch you. That would have been the reasonable thing to do here, but I was kind of a little bit, just diving in to see what happens, and here is the result. I will not tell you if I'm gonna win this though, yet. At this point, I'm preparing for the next stage already by stopping some of the modules, starting to get repairs on, because, well, you will see there is some heat coming up as well with the other rooms, although the second room was actually quite chill. We will get roughly the same composition of enemies there, and that it played way better than the first room, obviously. Also, we will be introduced to a new type of cloud, you will see in stage 2. I will quickly investigate it at the end of that stage, of this stage here actually, I believe. And then we will also see the effect that thing can have on, let's call it the surprise group in tier, in stage number 3. That kind of caught me a little bit off guard. I was enjoying myself very much running, especially the third stage. You're in for a treat. Wait for it, and here's that cloud I was talking about. Looks a bit brownish. Let's get the loot first. I'm also kind of trying to figure out how much we can make in the tier 6 version. The loot, I can tell you though, so far it was not really impressive. Maybe I was just unlucky. That can obviously also happen in the Abyss anytime. So let's have a quick peek. It is your kind of regular loot with some blueprints, some Triglavian data sheets and mutaplasmids as well. Obviously we're on the test server here, so the estimate is not really accurate. Now let's go into that brownish, green-brown cloud. I'm actually running an exotic site, by the way. This does give me a little penalty in my exotic resistance, and you saw the cloud gives me 300% speed. And now just think about it. It will give that speed to your opponents as well, and you will not be prepared for the last spawn, the last stage actually. This is so cool. Gosh, I'm excited. Let's do the second one though first, just to show you how to actually solve this Tessella problem, and that is by keeping a little bit of a distance from them and, you know, picking them off while they are at range. Therefore, I will also switch ammo, obviously, to my long-range option. That being a blaster fit here makes the long-range option, well, 20 kilometers. That's all we get. So null it is, and we are going to get away. I'm trying to remove also the fog casters first. Those are further reducing my range, so they are kind of primary targets as soon as they are in range. I will not try to close in on them. I will just try to, you know, pick up stuff from afar. In the meantime, once they are in range, they will be the next up on the list to kill, so my damage increases, or, well, my range as well, obviously. And here we go, fog casters are up next, and you also can see it is way more chill since I'm just burning away from the little enemies here, all the Tessellas. They are way too kind of slow to get into optimal when you just burn straight away. I think you need around 700 meters a second to pull that off, and then you should be fine to keep them at bay. I did realize a bit late that there is a snare caster, and eventually things caught up, but it still was fairly doable since I did reduce the pressure already quite a bit. Cleaning up the rest of the site while starting to get closer to the loot slash the conduit we have to take for the third room. And you can see there's quite a lot of clouds here. Compared to the current Abyss, the clouds seem to be way more like frequent and close together, probably because there's that new cloud type in the mix as well. Also, I need to mention that not only we get a tier 6 filament here with just, you know, more kind of opponents on grid, there will be different kind of opponents as well, including pirate faction stuff. So we are in for some surprises. This is going to take a while to figure out all kind of spawns, or especially, you know, the death spawns you want to primarily fit for, so you don't die to this. Or we don't know, maybe this content is about having some situations which are impossible to solve, and then you better go in with something cheap. I don't know, we'll find out. Stage 2 loot was rather not impressive. So let's move on and watch what the brown cloud is doing to the Leshaks. I spoiled it now. Just watch it. This was amazing. See how fast these guys are? And see how my tank kind of was in big trouble at the start. That was so cool. See, I'm still in trouble because these guys are so fast, they can pull range super quickly and then apply damage better again, because angular velocity is obviously way worse towards them once they're further away. But I was kind of lucky to, you know, navigate somehow close to everything, as in within 30 kilometers roughly, so it wasn't that bad. But the damage spikes you get, so if a Leshak is able to pull off like 20 kilometers within 10 seconds, it is very hard to kind of counter. You really have to be aware what's running around and where is it going, and when do you have to expect these damage spikes, especially if things are not just staying together on, you know, in one location, and you can easily kind of control and dance with that little group. Everything scattered for at least 2 moments. Well, in the beginning it was kind of scattered, and then but later on these things were just running away from me, and applied very good DPS right there. But I think at this point I was kind of okay, even though I'm still running my Anselhot just to make sure I bring it home, which well, I spoil it again, I will actually be able to bring it home. I'm looking forward to do way more of these. And I mean, that was just the first taste here. We have seen one of the groups we already know, so the Leshaks is not a new group, but thanks to the brown cloud, which makes everything 300% faster, well, the cards have been shuffled again, and we have to figure out how to counter these things. So look forward to more of this content soon, also obviously on the live stream, as soon as the next goes up. What else is there to say? The fit I'm using here is just a fit to try. This is not something I'm suggesting you would run. It did survive one tier 6 abyss. That does mean nothing, as you may know, but we will continue with this kind of affordable fits for now, as in, you know, we will not go like 5 bill. At the moment we will just keep it sub 2 bill and see what we can achieve in these new harsh environments. Obviously I will also have a look into the destroyer duos, and you know me, I might actually just try to do the destroyer duos, solo, either multi-boxed or with a single kind of pimped vessel, and see how far we can go. We can run any tiers with cruisers, frigates, and destroyers. Plus, we even got a tier 0 now for new players who can start with the Abyss, and that's going to be a bit less harsh, so everybody gets some new cool content. Thanks for watching, and that's the first tier 6 Abyss I've ever run on the test server. I hope you enjoyed that, and well, see you next time. Bye bye.